But I'm going to give him the microphone so the people online can hear what he has to say.
Thank you. How's that for delegating? Thank you guys for sticking around for a minute and going through this. You know, we do this quarterly, so it's that time of year. We'll hit the high points, some of the past, present, and future things going on here at the congregation. So I will jump right into it, and as always, fill in the gaps where people that weren't able to make it this morning, I'll fill in for them. So you'll see me up here a couple of times. And I'll be Russ for right now, so go ahead with that. Some of the past things that went on, we had a very productive summer here. That it started out with the soccer camp. It was a full camp, the 25 campers, I believe. In addition to that, we had some members here that were camp assisters, junior campers, whatever you want to call them. So it was 25 plus that were actually out there. Had a great time. A lot of volunteer hours given for members here. And Pastor was able to sneak in some Bible stories. That at first we weren't sure if we'd be able to do that, or Bible lessons. And so not only did they build their soccer skills, but they built their knowledge of Jesus as well in the process. And so that was a huge success, and we're looking, you know, next summer at doing the very same thing and ways to improve it, build upon it. So a great outreach tool for community members. Just recently, we had the summer reading program. That was 3 separate nights where kids could come in, hear a story, and then grab some books and take it home and read. That, again, there was some success there. Got off to a little slow start, but I think one night we had 17 kids, another night in the teens somewhere. Thank you to members here that reached out to their friends and spread the word that, again, that we had a lot of people that showed up and, you know, heard about us, saw us, came here and know where we are, and got some books out of it too. So going forward, I think that's another thing that we'll use as an outreach tool in coming summers. And I think we have a couple pictures of that if you want to click through those. Coming up, things that we'll be doing, the church picnic, I believe that's in the bulletin, and a sign-up sheet was printed this morning, so you should be able to find that if you're already thinking about things that you'd like to bring, your favorite dish that you have to see there. We do still have some time, so, you know, no need to jump up and sign right now, but just be aware of that. And so if you show up here on the 20th, I think I did that last year and found out that no, we're not having church here on the 20th. It will be at South Fork, the park that we usually do it. If you've been a couple times, it's that same place. So 10 o'clock, if you show up here, you'll see a note telling you that. You see that up there, the church picnic, we just went through that. The School of Outreach, there was something in the bulletin about that. All are welcome, that the council members, those that are able to, are planning on going to that. We'd love to see you come with us. And Pastor actually will say a few more words about that. He is the expert here in that category.
You know that the definition of an expert is somebody who travels, how far? Was it 5 miles? 10 miles? And then they come from outside, and then they're the expert? Yeah. Asheville, North Carolina is about 2 hours away, and I will not be working with our church. I'll be working with Roanoke and Charlotte. You will have Pastor John Scharf working with you when you go through this planning session. It's really good to have someone from the outside come in, because otherwise, what happens if I'm sitting there is you all kind of look at me. And I'm kind of excited, I'm not going to lie, because all we do is give you little bits and pieces of information, little morsels to whet your palate as to what you could do. And then we put you in a room after you're in this big group and you have a snack. And snacks are good. And we force you to plan. We give you directed goals. Okay, in the next 5 minutes, I want you to do this. I'm going to go check on my other church, and when I come back, it better be done, or else. That's a little over the top. But that's the idea, where there's goals that we give you, and churches plan a lot of stuff. And everyone can come, because the more ownership and the more people involved, the more gets done and the more that will get done. Jobs are assigned. There is accountability. It's just an awesome day. And you will get to meet, there's probably going to be 8 churches there in Asheville. And I'm extremely excited to bring my church to something that I've been doing now for almost a decade for our church body. So please do plan on, if you can, take that day. Please do plan on coming. It may start at 10 o'clock. The church in Roanoke has to drive 4 hours. And so they're working at pushing it back from 9 to 10. which wouldn't even be that bad of a start to the day on a Saturday. Leaving here 7:30ish, 8ish, we could easily get to Asheville at that time. So, any questions on the School of Outreach? It's just an awesome opportunity to plan. And there's like I say, round 2 is in January. That's more of the where you get to critique worship. And anybody can go. Anybody can go and should go. Not just the church councilman. In fact, we don't really know anything. We want your input. Okay?
I'm correct in assuming even if you're unsure on that second date, we'd still love to have you the first date. Okay. So even if it's a question mark for the January date, but you know you can do the September date, we'd love to have you there. Love to have your input there too. So consider that. Keep that in the back of your mind as that date approaches. Following that month in October, question mark, it's a Friday, October 30th. Halloween falls on the Saturday, the 31st. So kind of looking at, when the best day to do that is, other churches in the area, are they doing it that day? So we're still considering, not set in stone, but somewhere around there. Even if you can't make it for whatever reason, Candy, and we'll have sign up and reminders about that in coming weeks and months. So kind of put that on your radar as well. Adult discipleship, I'll keep going with this, that we are still doing the 19-minute Bible studies, the Apostles' Creed, with the exception of this week, obviously, because we're doing this instead of that. The ladies group, I'm told, is still meeting every other Tuesday, 6:30, and it's changed from here at church to members' homes. So if you're interested in finding out where that is, talk to people, and they can let you know the location, that it's not here, but the average attendance still is in the neighborhood of 10 souls. And they're still working through boundaries. Men's luncheon, that will be happening in September on the 16th, 11:30, and I don't know if there's a location set yet for that one. I'm getting a head shake no, so listen for where that will be located this month. Scott is here and will take over.
Sunday school's getting ready to start again. You can see September 13th. We have scheduled for the first day. I'll put, as usual, a list back there with all the teachers' rotation on it or when you're teaching. If you'd like to join us and be a teacher, it's a really low commitment. We have, I think, 4 or 5 teachers, so you would only teach about once a month. We have all the material. You don't have to come up with anything on your own unless you want to come up with something on your own. We're just doing one class again that worked well last year, and the kids are close enough in age that still works. See if I was going to say anything about that. I guess we're going to be working on a lot of songs with them. We want them to sing in the worship services like once a month is kind of our goal. And we're already starting to think about the Christmas program. We being Michelle. That's it for Sunday School Youth Group. We just got off of their annual trip up to Maryland. Camp Kiro is that. I think this is our 3rd or 4th year now. And we sent 8 kids. I think the number was 8. Pastor went. Jason helped with driving. They're flashing through some pictures that Pastor stuck on here today. Their usual type stuff they do up there is all the usual camping type stuff. They go canoeing, hiking, swimming. They went zip lining, I think not this year, but last year they did. So they fit in a lot of fun stuff. The food is always good. The devotions are great. Pastor said this year the music was fantastic. There was, that last one was, I think, Nate leading a devotion on that last one. He whipped through that picture fast. There he is. Yeah. Weather was good this year, they said. As far as our own meetings, we still try to get together our youth group here once a month, and that'll also start in September. Ed?
Some of our listed activities are normal stuff. We did recently have a issue with our fire alarm system, which was repaired this past week. And we have fire extinguishers that also get certified twice a year. Recent activities there. I think everybody can agree about the flower beds and the plantings here. That what a big improvement this year. So we're going to continue to work on that. Jumping forward, I have a church cleaning day set for October 24th. So there's going to be activities that we do inside and out like we normally do. And some of that is also in preparation to be in front of our trunk or treat activities. So more details to follow on that. We'll have sign-up sheets and all that kind of stuff. And if you have questions over what you would like to participate in, just come see me. I can help you with that. We'll go back one more time, Nate. The church cleaning schedule, again, is online and also usually printed on our bulletin on the back page. So if you have problems or you're not able to make that commitment, you can always switch with somebody or reschedule at another time. So there's no pressure on you for that, but we would like everybody to help us with the cleaning around the church. All right, Mr. Nate. This is our big activity for the year, which is, again, as everybody knows, we, through the refinancing, have monies now available to repair our HVAC units. In the next few weeks, we'll begin the process of opening up certain areas to figure out our best way to get the equipment in and out of the attic space. If everybody looks behind you, this is where the 2 mechanical units in the sanctuary are going to have to be pulled from. So there'll be certain activities that us as parishioners need to help the mechanical guys with, which could include painting, sheetrock work, or just general cleaning. So once I get a little bit more deeper into that, I may ask for help from the congregation. This work will be scheduled to be during the week to make it as less disrupting as possible, but some of the activities don't know until we get started. We may choose to start in the fellowship hall and get proficient and work our way this way. The beauty of the units here is they currently work marginally. So again, we may start in the fellowship hall and work our way this way. All right, Pastor Jason.
Thank you. All right, you can see the church attendance there yearly, and then this morning we also compiled July, which traditionally in the summer here the numbers are down. What that reflects are people here in the seats, and we've started to look at too virtually that we do have some members that can't make it here on a regular basis that are faithful at watching online. Keep in mind that is always an option, whether it's live as the sermon is going, or they are archived that you can go back and watch them as well too. So always an option if you can't make it here any given Sunday. And I'm gonna. So those are the numbers, and if you guys have been around a while, you know that summer tends to dip down a little bit, vacations, going places and stuff like that. So that number for July, that as it is lowered, is kind of typical to what we see here, the trend summer versus non-summer months. You can see our numbers there kind of holding steady and growing in some cases too. And Tom was not able to be here this morning, so I'll be Tom as well. You can see the numbers up here. The numbers kind of speak for themselves. I don't have a whole lot more to add to that. If you are a numbers person that does want to go into more depth, come see me. I've got a printout here of all the numbers. I will highlight some things there. You can see the actual and budgeted for July. Whenever you're ready to click ahead, Nate. And then, of course, we have the year-to-date too. And just kind of a very brief overview of the budgeted versus actual. You can see at this point we were budgeted to be 10,000 to the negative, whereas in reality we're a little bit to the positive, which is a great thing, obviously. So, you know, that's wonderful that we had budgeted and we're way ahead of that. Keep in mind, though, our budget was very bare bones, that it wasn't a lot of filler. So this is a great place to be. However, you know, there wasn't much in the budget, so that we started very narrowly and didn't have any excessive things on there. We're down to as little as we could do and still operate here. So keep that in mind as you're looking at these numbers, as you're planning your giving. And a reminder that we had there, I believe, last time too, and you can read through that. As far as the numbers in summer, a lot of times the givings go down as well during that period. I believe that's our last slide. Any questions, budget, anything going on in the church, feel free to ask now. You know, approach anyone on the council, pastor, whether, you know, after the service, phone call, email, anything like that. You know, we'd love to hear your input, your ideas. And I'll plug it one more time, the School of Outreach too, if you're able to make that another place for you to have your voice heard and give input to where we're moving as a church body. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being here.
The last thing I'll add is, even if you can't watch the service live, if you go to that page the archive of the worship service is just waiting for you right there too. It'll be there all week. I usually change it sometime on Saturday. So anytime. There are no other announcements. May God give you all a blessed week.